Hello everybody, it's Mickey here, Hampshire Outdoors of Survival. So here's number 2 in our interview series, Mickey Meets. And in this one I am introducing you to probably the most important person in my channel. That is my darling wife Kaz. So I asked some friends, trusted friends, to give me some questions to ask Kaz. And the promise I made was no matter what the questions were, I would ask them and she would answer them in an honest manner. So here we go. You want to know a bit about Mickey and Kaz? Here's the expose. Let's go and enjoy the video. Hi everybody and welcome to Hampshire Outdoors Survival, Mickey Meets, and today you're meeting Kaz, and I've asked a series of questions to people. They posed them, or no, I've asked people to send me some questions, so we've got some here. I'm going to ask Kaz, and she's going to answer your questions for you. And
yes.
Yeah, so
hello everyone.
Let's get into it. So I'll open the book of questions. So first question everybody asks. So Kaz, tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I've been married to Mick since 1987. Long time. We've got 2 sons, Chris and Dan. Chris will be 36 next month and Daniel will be 35 in September. We've lived in the same house for 30 years. I like photography when I can. I'm registered disabled because of the arthritis in my knees and my hands and that, so he's had to be my full-time carer, so that's a bit hard sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I love you, and I'll always be there to help you when you need it.
It means that I can't do the things that my body used to be able to do, which is unfortunate, but we're hoping, fingers crossed, that in the next couple of years I should have some knee replacements done. So that means that I'll be more sort of mobile on my knees. It won't fix my hands, but we'll just see.
Chance to walk to the top of the hills again, eh?
Yeah, go up for rail tour.
Yeah.
Because I used to do a lot of walking. I mean, I've never been a skinny mini, but it's yeah, I enjoy it's yeah, going out on the beach, things like that, because I can't anymore. So yeah.
So yeah, and that's a bit about that. So question number 2 that we have here is, where did you get your love of the outdoors? Where did that come from, and who inspired you?
Right. Well, I suppose really it's my father and my grandmother. My dad and my gran were born in Sussex. I grew up in Surrey. My father was son of an outdoors man who worked with horses. He did all the farming stuff in Sussex. He loved the outdoors. As kids, we always used to go to our uncle's farm, and we spent every single Sunday morning or Saturday afternoon even over the farm. We'd be helping with the sheep, catching the eggs. There was my uncle and my dad built a pond on one of the fields that took all my dad's boss got rid of all the carp out of his pond because he wanted to have trout. They put them in there, so as kids we were always out with fishing rods catching the fish, and then when we've had a lot of flooding, we'd be out in the fields picking the carp back up and putting them back in the pond again. But yeah, so we used to go out for walks in the woods. We used to go up on the hills above Cranley. So yeah, we used to go to a lot of the country shows and that. And my dad liked watching Jack Hargreaves, and yeah, so
Your dad was a great stick maker, wasn't
yeah, he later on in life he started whittling sticks. I showed a few of them. There's quite a few. He also bought scaled down models of gypsy caravans. I've got a barrel top and a square top that he built, plus a hay wagon as well. Um, his idea was when he retired, he was going to be doing walking sticks and things like that. But unfortunately, um, time was against him, and he never made it. And towards the end, he was actually having so much pain in his hands that he had to stop whittling anyway. So yeah.
But he gave you and he inspired you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And he was a fantastic guy. When I first met him, we didn't hit it off on the first day. In actual fact, there was almost a bit of hitting, wasn't there?
Yeah. Yes.
So
yes. I think that was had you in his sights. Could say.
Yeah, but we very soon connected, me and Kaz's dad, over the countryside, and a pure love of the countryside and a passion for it. And he was a fantastic man and sorely missed. He would love the channel, and you guys would have loved him. He would be a wealth of knowledge, interest, and passion for the outdoors and old history, countryside crafts.
He actually was born near the Roman villa at Bigna.
Yeah.
So he was not that far from Arundel. So of course he grew up chasing around the woods with his brother and with the terriers and things like that. So yeah, and he passed on all the sort of things, his information to us.
Yeah, he used to catch rabbits in their seats. He'd be walking along and he knew exactly what to look for a rabbit's seat. And he'd circle around, and the amount of time seeing him pick a rabbit up. And he was the sort of guy to pick a rabbit up, look at it and go, yeah, you're too small, mate, go on. You get a few more weeks. So again, he had not only a great passion for the outdoors, but a great understanding
I think I had an air pistol. I started when I was about 4.
Yeah.
Shooting an air pistol, then I went on to the old slingshot. So yeah, I have many years of practice for that.
Yeah, she's a bit deadly with a slingshot. So right, question number 3. How do you feel about prepping and bushcraft and survival?
I could bring back my grandmother again, because I spent a lot of time with my grandmother growing up. I liked to go spend weekends and that with her, although she lived in the same village as our family. She lived at the other end, and she had one of these amazing cupboards you opened up, and I actually used to have to stand on a chair to get to the top shelves on this cupboard. It was very wide. It's about 5 foot wide and probably about 5-6 foot tall. It was huge, and she had everything in there. There was pulses, there was fruit, there was flour. She had absolutely anything, and she could just go in there and do stuff. So she always had things in stock, and it passed that on to me, because I've always made sure that we've always had extras. I've always got flour, I've always got sugar, always got lentils, rice, pasta. If I want to, I can just open the cupboard and I can say, right, not got a lot in the freezer. Oh yeah, that do that, and that. And that is the beginning of prepping, because especially we found that when COVID hit, that made a hell of a difference, because you couldn't get anything, or you couldn't go in the shops to get things and that. So yeah, food prepping, yeah. Again, candles. I've always got candles, because we have got power. You do get power cuts, not like we used to in the 70s, but you still do get power cuts, and it's been happening a lot this year. And I think people don't, because it's more modern times, they don't think about it, so they don't have candles, they don't have torches, matches. That was a prime example. The other week we had an elderly neighbour come round because they had no power. We had power, and it's because we're on a separate supply from them. They were completely out, and we gave them. You gave them a torch and candles, and the gentleman bought the torch and the candles back unused, because they didn't have any matches, no lighters in the house, and so yeah.
which was a bit of a shocker, really, wasn't it?
It was,
Again,
yeah.
For us, we
He could have come back and said,
Yeah.
"Have you got?" Well, when we gave him to him, you think you say, oh, "I haven't got any matches. We've got matches. We've got big lighters coming out of our ears."
Yeah, and again, it's that prepper mindset. There's something. It's a generational thing, isn't it? It's sort of got lost a little bit along the way, but we come from a generation that did prepare. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have all the modern bits and pieces we got today, and we tended to.
We're completely set up here. If we have a power outage, we've got the little single canister gas stoves. We've got all the gasifiers. We've got outside. We can put the stove.
Stoves, yeah.
We can even have the stove indoors with a pipe out the window if we wanted to, with the door cracked open. It's so there's ways and means. It's just a matter of having it round. If you have it, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, so mindset goes back to our childhood. It was the other thing. Do you remember when we were kids? You knew where every damson tree was, apple tree, cherry tree.
The best blackberry bushes, yeah.
Because you learned as kids, and you'd be out there on a weekend snacking on those. Oh, I don't need to go home. I can just grab an apple off of that, or blackberries
when
off
I was
that.
very young, probably about 5. I lived next door to a lad called Jamie, and his family, and what his brother used to do, he used to open part of the fence. I used to climb through and go to the corner of their garden because they had a large conifer, and if you went under the conifer, it was right next to their neighbour who had an apple tree. So we used to scrub all the apples under the tree, and I used to Richard. It was. His brother used to open the fence so I could get back indoors, and magic apples.
I'm learning something here. Caroline the apple scrub.
Yeah. Never worked out it was us because it was underneath a conifer tree.
I don't think people minded so much in those days because you didn't take everything, did you? You just took a couple.
No, I mean you sometimes see it. We've been out when we've off-roaded and we've seen people have put like eggs free. There's a place near Waverley Abbey that we used. There used to be quite often. This little track they'd put the eggs out free because they had too many. And it used to be the time, I remember when you used to go past people's places, they had too many apples there, be in a box, or run of beans. Help yourself, wasn't it?
Yeah, but help yourself. And the knack was you went and helped yourself to some of them. You didn't take everything. You took what you needed for the next day or so.
But a lot of people, they like the fact they got the trees there. They don't like the fact that if they don't pick the fruit up, they get wasps.
Yeah.
But they're like so precious about it. It's like, no, not giving anything away. It's my tree, but if you're letting it rot and you're encouraging the insects to come in, all right, that's what they do. But if you gonna not sort of offer it out to people, then it's hard.
I have a neighbour, Carol, next door. She's got a plum tree and a damson tree, and they are laden with fruit every year. She's more than happy for people just to help themselves, because she's not going to use it all.
Yeah.
So why
we noticed something funny the other day. We came home, and we got a block of garages just the end of us, and I know a corner of my eye caught this orange, and as I looked up, we were amazed. There was actually a passion fruit, but it was flowering. It had fruit on it. Yeah. In this weather, we've got ice and
it's just a sheltered spot, isn't it? It's just hung on.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right, so it's that passion fruit. So I'll get a shot on that.
Go get some photographs of that because you wouldn't believe it. Yeah.
So I've got to actually put little lines through these so I can remember which ones I've asked. Question 4. And I'm not going to say who sent these questions in because there's a variety of people.
Yes,
so if you see a question you think, that's a bit sexist or something like that, please, no, they're just general questions that people ask and they want to know. So, Kaz, what do you think women have a place in bushcraft and prepping?
Of course, yeah. It's nice to see the likes of Janet Outdoors, Jess. I'm trying to think of some more of the ladies. There is so many out there, but there is more ladies need to do it. I mean, not necessarily go out and go on their own doing things, but to share the knowledge that they have. I mean, Jess, she's amazing with the amount of knowledge she's got.
Yeah.
And if she didn't do her YouTube, we wouldn't have that. And it doesn't matter if it's you're male or female. It's sharing all knowledge, because everyone can take from what that knowledge that they want. It's so useful. But it seems that more ladies are starting to do more. And you don't have to just do bushcraft and survival. It's like Mrs. Troutfire, Paula M.
Yeah.
She's doing cooking, and it's recipes. It's generally anything that you find is a passion for yourself. Pass it on, because there are other people out there who have that same passion, but they can't share it. But by the whole world of YouTube, you're sharing it all over the world.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what your interest is, then share it.
Yeah, brilliant. I agree 100%. And another little thing I would like to add myself is, again, within our channel, or within my channel, I try and encourage as many women into the channel as possible. And one of the things I'm very, very aware of is, again, all the guys that have channels that go out there and make videos,
Yeah.
majority of those could not do it without the support of their partners. It's the partners behind you. And I guarantee, like myself, a lot of these guys are also bouncing ideas off of their partner. I'm forever saying to Kaz, what do you think about this? Do you think about that? I'm bouncing ideas off her, because that's what makes the team, isn't it? And makes the dream. So, yeah, I think women are the ultimate survivalists anyhow.
And it's not just women; it's kids, like the likes of Sticks.
Yeah.
And
Twigs.
Yeah. She does it, and also Betty Bushcraft with Brooke.
Yeah.
It's great to see them having their kids.
And passing
Yeah,
it on.
getting, because the girls are both so. It's not. There's not. I can't think of any at the moment. The boys, but there are them out there. But it's instilling that in them already, so that later on they're going, Dad, I want to do my own channel.
Yeah, and Dad, I like being up the woods.
That information, that skill, that is passing on. It's not dying out and disappearing. It just keeps going through. We did it with our boys growing up.
Yeah.
And yeah, Christopher, our son, he's passing it on to his our granddaughter Annabella. And yeah.
And as your kids grow, they go away from it. And because sometimes you sort of sit there going, what? But both my sons have a fantastic love of outdoors and understanding outdoors. But when they go into teenage years, there was a period where don't want to go camping with your dad. I want to go out with my mates. So, I've just noticed girls.
Except when
their interests change.
Except when it comes to holidays, because it's like they would say, "Oh, they get to a certain age, they don't want to come on holiday." No, they don't.
Yeah.
Because the holidays we had, where we go down to Cornwall and go out to the moors and Scotland, Lake District.
Yeah.
They knew we loved adventure and going to see these wild places, and they don't want to miss out. So
even in their 20s, it was like, you're going on holiday, I'm coming too.
Yeah.
Book another room.
Yeah. Book a bungalow. Yeah.
And again, I see them now sharing that love as they've become very, very good adults.
Hello.
Very great people. I'm very proud of both of my sons. So Dan, Chris,
it's a Willow's joined the.
Love you both, boys. Yeah. And so that brings us on. So the next question I have, people send me questions. Ask Caroline this. And I said to Kaz, I obviously mentioned this question and said, you be as open and honest as you want. So
watch out, people.
I'll go brace myself now. So question 5: what's it like being Mickey's wife?
It's been good. It's been very good. It's
Thank you.
30, how many years?
Nearly 40 years.
Yeah, I think it's 37 years we've been married this year. Yeah, he's quite it can be 100% sometimes, like full on 100 mile an hour, and then sometimes he's like, "Are you awake?" Yes, he, he because of my pain and my meds. Sometimes I have bad days and I have good days, so I sometimes are in bed longer than him. He'll get up quite early, and he'll be talking the on the internet to other people, and that they have an idea. And sometimes he wakes me up and like, "La, la, 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 la," and I'm just waking up. I'm thinking, "Oh my god, that's too much information. I'm not awake yet. Just have a coffee, then you talk to me." But yeah, it's exciting. He looks after me very well, very well. I don't know if some people would be able to do that because I'm not easy. Um, yeah, the I love the fact that he decided to do the channel because when he had to give up work and become my full-time carer, and with his issues as well, um, I felt quite guilty. The fact that he's having to give so much time to me. And when he said, I said to him, I encouraged him. I said, "Why don't you do the YouTube? You could do that," because I've watched him doing training in cadets and things like that, and off roading and things like that. He's got a good mind, and he's very good at teaching other people to do things. He can say it in such a way that the information goes in, and it's not lost. If you see what I mean. And the whole doing I felt guilty again with the fact that I didn't want to be really part of that. It when you get someone who's looking after you 24/7, um, you do need space, and sometimes it's hard because I just want to be in a safe place and listen to my music and just sort of chill out. But um, I'm not thinking sometimes it might come across that I'm just hiding, but I'm not hiding. That's my reaction to doing things, and sometimes it was hard for him to try and realise that I just needed space. I don't. I appreciate that being looked after, but sometimes I just needed that space, and the fact that he's been able to go out and do his filming gives me some time as well. And I've also got he got me the big off-roady sort of mobility scooter, so we could go to shows and I could participate. We went once with a small one,
Yeah.
and it just kept getting stuck all the time, even on a rough field. So he got me that, and it means sometimes that if I haven't been out for a while, I can just say, right, what I'm doing, I'm going to go down to the chemist's, or I'm going to go to Morrison's, and so I disappear off on my scooter for an hour or so, and that gives me some out time. I don't. It's not that I don't like going shopping with him, but sometimes I just need some.
We'll need a bit of space.
Yeah.
We'll need our own little bit of space sometimes, and I can be. And again, it's something you have to be. I think all of us are aware of is our own foibles. How we can be. I can get quite stressy. I'm quite driven. I come from a very driven, independent background
He
and
can get quite
lifestyle.
loud
Work.
when he's if he's frustrated at something, he will make a lot of noise, bang things about, and
Yeah.
it,
That's not
you
good for
start,
you, is it?
no, it brings on the anxiety. You know, what's upsetting him? Have I done something wrong to make him feel like that? And yeah, that can be difficult sometimes. But
Yeah.
the whole journey with how the channels come on, he was sort of hoping to start off with like about 50 people if possible, just to make it interesting. But it's mainly for Annabella, wasn't it? The channel, and it grew and it grew, and more people liked it, and then we started getting people from abroad that liked the channel as well, and yeah, and I was seeing how much enjoyment he was getting out of on a Sunday, and so what I started doing was I'd sit out of view and to listen in, and then I think one day I was talking to Chris and Owen, I think it was, and I sort of showed my face and disappeared out again, and I got such a nice reaction, and that from them and others that encouraged me. Sometimes I do have a bad day and I can't do it. So if you don't see me, it's not. It's just me not
You're not
being
up to
with
that
it.
day. Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy it. I love to see the encouragement he gets. And yes, he's got a man cave. And a lot of people will say to you, "My wife wouldn't let me have that." Well, come on, girls, be come on. I'm not a handbag collector. I'm not in for purses. I'm not into handbags. I'm not into shoes. I'm not really into that whole thing. And it's about a balance. Yeah, you might like going to your nightclubs, whatever it is. It's not my thing. It's not our thing. You did enough work. When Tom with his working the door, I used to go with him sometimes
Yeah.
at night, and I had a whale of a time. But that's not my thing. But for people that say to us was no, I don't like that. It's not fair. It's give and take, girls.
You've got to go both ways,
Give and
isn't it?
take.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with the boys. If the girls are into it, give and take.
Yeah.
You've got to. Everyone's different, and we just get along because we. I love my photography. He likes photography. He likes doing his films. He likes sharing information with people, and yeah,
Our marriage and our strength, I think, is the fact that we've always communicated and we've always understood that we got different
yeah, we
ideas.
don't always
opinions.
agree.
No,
And yeah,
no, definitely not. There are certain subjects in this house we don't get into because
No.
over the years we've learned not to discuss them because we've both got very different opinions on them. But again, that's how you work together. Kaz respects mine. I respect hers. We don't cover that subject, and then that fail.
But yeah,
There's no aggravation.
it's I might sound awful, but I do get a little upset when he goes out on some of his adventures, and it reminds me of the times that I could have done those adventures too, like going out on the moors and things like that. I think the worst one that actually hit me was when we went down to Cornwall for a steam rally, and I wasn't actually able to get on the beach because my little scooter would not go. Even my big one wouldn't have managed it, and so I had to sit at the top of the beach while everyone's running around the beach and going into the water. And I used to love rock pooling and that, and I really, really miss it. But as I say, hopefully they'll sort my needs out. But yeah, being married to him, he's not so bad. Sometimes he can be a bit
Grumpy.
full on
Yeah.
in my face. But when I say to him, Mike, can you just well up, just put the brakes on there a bit, give me time to.
And I usually do.
He does, yeah, he does. He's sort of like, oh, sorry, I didn't realise. But he gets he gets so excited about a particular thing that he's found or he wants to do or he's been offered the chance of doing, and yeah.
Yeah, I am a bit full on. I'm either full on or full off. It's as simple as that. I'm quite a driven guy in some ways. I'm probably not driven enough in others.
See,
yeah,
you're doing it. Get my interview.
So, next question. Question 6. Has the channel had an impact on our lives?
Yeah, because we've again we have a shared thing. He'll ask me stuff, and I'll see something I don't quite understand. I'll ask him. So yeah, it has made a big difference, and we've had ideas that the other one hadn't thought of, and discussing it and things like that. I mean, I love the internet. I am an information junkie. I always have been. I used to have a job where I was a PA, and I would be asked to get things, and I find them. So it's no different here. Trying to find he'll want a specific thing, and I'll find it. I'll go, oh, I found this. And sometimes I get things that he doesn't know to come in, and then it'll turn up. And it's like the whole idea of the MREs.
Yeah.
That was just a fun thing, but everyone seems to be enjoying that. So.
And again, we find it interesting, don't
Yeah,
we? It's
Oh, I was very interested in that rum cake.
it's good rum cake.
It was. I know I keep mentioning it, but you had to be here.
Yeah, it had to be there. That was a moment, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it takes me to question 7. Right, and this is one for you, and it was, I didn't know whether I was going to involve or keep this one in the list of questions I got asked to ask you, but I've left it in. Yeah,
Just answer it.
Yeah. If you could change one thing in your life, what would it be?
My mobility, probably. Just being able to go out. I've got my camera set up. It fits in my scooter, so I can take it with me. But I have to do it from a certain distance. Sometimes I can't get as close as I would have done, and to take the picture. And I sort of see things. It's like I'll look into a field and I'll see that the sun's coming down, and there's maybe a spider's web there with a bit of dew, and there's a spider in it, and through the spider's web you can see the lay of the land sort of thing, and that sort of thing I love, but I can't always get there. It's like I used to love doing photographs, looking through things. We go out onto the moors. We did my time in Devon, where I used the gaps in the rocks on top of the tors to take pictures of the landscape round. And also we did one where we went into an old tin mine and looked up through the tin mine and looked through the open roof to the sky. So you had the brickwork, but you had this beautiful blue sky with sunshine at the top. And I like looking up with trees, having trees above me, and that just looking at certain that like textures. I like to go on the beach and see rocks and that, and seaweed and that, and you see some of them have a texture, and it's the photograph. You can take that picture and it's almost like you're touching it. You can feel it from your mind. You can feel the bumps and the little shells, and you almost cut up to the seaweed and go and squeeze the little bubbles in the seaweed.
You've got some fantastic photographs of wildlife and waterfalls in Scotland.
Oh yeah, yeah.
One of our adventures up there.
Another one is the cairns. I like cairns, burial mounds. I've been to Wales, standing stones, just ancestors things. It's
mystery.
Yeah, I was so pleased that dear Owen took us into can't think of the name of it now, Newgrange.
Yeah. Because
I've always wanted to go there, but I believe that there's steps to get in it. So I'm sort of thinking I probably won't get in unless I'd say the knees. But yeah, it's mobility. If I could change that, it would make a lot of difference
to your life and your world. Yeah, it would.
But I'm still enjoying the life I've got. So
yeah, and again, from Kaz's point of view, and she's often said it on the channels and to other people, and quite often in the evenings and that, when we're sitting watching YouTube and watching other people's videos, she'll sort of just sit there and look at me and go, I'm so grateful they took me there. Because again, this is something I want a lot of people to make your videos when you make them think about. There are many, many people stuck at home through illness, physicality and so on, and when you go and have an adventure somewhere, you're literally holding that person's hand and saying, come and enjoy it, so
yes, every one of you that does out by the water, in the forest, in the woods, on the beach, churchyards. It's another one of my favourite things. I love old churches. I love the gargoyles and
stone glass,
and the old tombstones and things like that. It's we visited some fantastic ones in Norfolk, didn't we?
Yeah, some beautiful places.
Yeah, they had all like skull and crossbones on them, all 18th century. So yeah,
And it always tells a story, that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's so that's the one thing I could do. That I did that one obviously when I was more mobile, but yeah, it's mobility.
Wonderful. So, next question, question 8. What advice would you like to share with other people from your perspective?
Don't worry that you are not able to do things. There is ways around it, as I say, by watching YouTube, things like that. If you have information, doesn't matter if you what information, but someone out there would like it.
Yeah.
So if you can, you don't have to do a video. You can do a video, but not beyond the video. Just have something to look at and say what you want to say. I found that when I first started, it was difficult for me. When I got on later on, it was more comfortable. But I know people have said to me, you're so you're fine with it now. Yeah, because sometimes I have to sit there and to myself think this is no different from me texting someone an answer. I'm saying it, but it'd be no different to me talking. So I sometimes just look and all I'm seeing is a screen and the back of the room. Although there might be 30 people out there, and then all the people that watch it on the catch up sort of thing. If you don't think about that, then it's not so bad. I know quite a few people say to me, I don't like being on camera. No one likes being on camera, and no one likes the sound of their own voice. As I said to Owen the other day, everyone hates it. I mean, I detest hearing my voice.
Yeah.
I sound so nasally and that, and I just don't like it. But yeah, if you just try it, even if you just record yourself on your phone, just give it a go. You might find that you love it and share it.
Give it a chance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Give it a chance. Find a passion.
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't matter if it's not YouTube. Find what your passion is and enjoy
And I'm
it.
sorry, boys, some girls like to fish. Mac will tell you I like to fish. And yes, I have had times that I haven't been for quite a few years now. But yeah, I've even had a bailiff turn up on a lake we were fishing at and say that I was using illegal bait because he was watching me taking the fish out. And I proved to him what it actually was some malt loaf. That's what he used on my uncle's farm to catch the carp, because it's smelly and it's sticky.
It's sweet.
And I will show him. I'll put it in, put a fish out, put it in, put a fish out. Oh, yeah. And some men don't like ladies fishing, but that's the same as some ladies don't like the fact that men are fashion designers. Get over it.
Yeah, get over it. Get over it. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's very proud of my wife and her fishing prowess. There's been a couple of times we've been at a lake and I've been all set up with all my carp gear and multiple rods, and she's sitting there with her rod hitting things like the roach.
Like a 6 foot one. I used a 6 foot Mitchell one, and I'm catching the little roach. But I got to 125 one day, and I thought, I'm sick of counting now. So,
and you get guys the other side like come over and moan. What's she doing? What's she doing?
Women should be here fishing.
Women shouldn't be. Like, we had that one day. A bloke, he walked over and said to me, he said, "Women shouldn't be allowed to be fishing." And I went, "That's fine. Just go away." It's like
I would have my wife here. Well, she didn't like that sort of thing. Then, if you find yourself a good country girl, then they're different.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's got passion. And again, there are things that I like to do that Kaz doesn't.
No.
And Kaz is quite
I like
happy.
mahjong. He can't stand that.
No. And again, it's that thing where Kaz will say, "Well, do you want to go and do your thing?"
Or I actually say to him, you need to go and make a video, even if it's out in the garden, because since the operation, he's not been able to go many places. Yeah. But the fact that I can say to him, or I always like that. There's a couple of new bits we've got. That came today. That's a rucksack cover. Keep your rucksack clean. We've got a couple of lamps. I've been ordering him a few things so that he can actually, they're useful for him anyway, or us, but it's reviewing for you to say, oh, I quite like that. But
yes, teamwork, isn't it? Teamwork makes the dream work. So, okay, that's question 8 done. So question 9.
You don't want to know about information, don't you?
Question 9. Right, we're coming towards the end now. So question 9, and this question is one from me. Okay.
Oops.
Yeah. What would be your plans going forwards? What would you not necessarily have to do? What would you like to do?
This year, I'm determined to get out of my camera more. Now we've got the ability for me to go to more of these shows. I want to go to them because I love to watch the ferret racing. I like to watch, birds of prey displays, people herding, running ducks or with a pig, that sort of thing. Yeah, we've seen that. Yeah, that is. Yeah, you got to be there to see that one. But yeah, I want to go to more shows. I want to do more photography, and heading myself into the fact that I will have new knees somewhere, and yeah, want to take our granddaughter out and show her more of the countryside.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that this year, and I hope to meet more of you. We've already got some plans in works to go and visit a few people. Once the trailer's sorted out, then we've got to get a vehicle that's going to tow it. Then obviously I'm going to be joining you more, so you get to meet Kaz in person. I apologise now because sometimes I can be yeah but sometimes the Kaz that you'll see here is not necessarily the Kaz you'll get.
She's got a very wicked sense of humour and a very naughty streak. I will say this much.
I was actually telling someone about this. We went to a bike show, and Jason Muddy Ruts, the chef, he was sitting on a chair, folding chair, with his back to me, and I had not the scoot I had now, but a big one, but not this one. And I thought, I'm going to go off, herring up towards him, stop short, and make him jump. Well, my brain and my hands didn't work right because I went full chat, and I left it too late to start braking, and I actually launched
him feet up in the air, off the chair, away in front. And
so in my head it would have been funny. People laughed.
Everybody laughed. You imagine this marquee full of several hundred bikers who just roared with laughter. Poor old Jace. Yeah, so she does have a naughty streak and quite a naughty sense of humour, which is quite nice because it fits with me. She picks me up. Right, so last bit.
Right.
It's all yours, Kaz. Anything you'd like to say, mention, talk about, and all the rest of it? It's my Kaz.
Right. To everybody out there, everybody, I appreciate the support, the friendship, the support of the channel. It's been a major difference in the last 2 years to our lives. Had made quite difficult times more. I don't say it made things more doable, especially when we had the whole kidney scare and that before Christmas. Everyone was so good, and whenever I've not been well, there's always people sending messages. I was saying, "How are you? And I hope you feel better soon." And that is amazing. There are some fantastic people out there. You know who you are, and you make me smile. And the warmth I get from everyone, and even it's not just the ones that are there from the start. It's the ones that approaching now, the people like Lefty and things like that. I really do appreciate all of you, and thank you for being in the community and for growing it, because we're at now 1.94. So you're at 194. So the 2,000 mark would be amazing, considering when you set out it was only 50.
Yeah, that was our goal at the
And
beginning.
when we got to 1,000, we were blown away. And now it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And yeah, so I I do try and watch all the videos. I watch the videos on my phone, so you will get, most of the time you'll get me commenting at least to let you know that I'm there or I like. Um, Keep doing what you're doing, because I'm enjoying learning from you as much as you learn from him. So yeah, but just to say I appreciate you all and thank you for the lovely welcome that I get. It means a hell of a lot. Thank you.
Right, I think we'll wind it up there. So this has been Mickey, meeting Kaz, Hampshire Outdoors to Survival. It's been an emotional one.
Yeah.
This is.
I promised myself I wouldn't.
Yeah, this has been. It's a difficult one for us to do, but hopefully we've been open and honest with you guys and given you a taste of the Mickey Kaz show.
Yeah.
Hope you liked it. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. And I'm hoping this year, as Kaz was saying, to get out and meet some of you guys and do a similar Mickey Meets with you guys, so that it helps to push your channels and helps to support you guys as much as you guys have helped to support us. So from both of us, thank you very much, and our love to all of you.
Big love.
Big love. Thank you very much. This is Mickey, Hampshire Outdoors Survival.
And Kaz.
Kaz. And Willow, who's been
Willow,
very quiet,
yeah,
well behaved
today.
That's us out. Bye. So, just a quick one, guys, before we go away. Here's your chance to help us with another Mickey Meets. I would like you to ask questions. I would like to hear the questions that you would like Caroline to ask me. If you want to put a question in the comments, we'll make a note of it. And in a future episode, then you get your chance to ask me those things that you'd like to through Kaz. So, guys, be kind. And let us know in the comments. And thank you very much for watching. Really is appreciated. This is Mickey. Mickey out.